What's up, friends? We are back. I know it's been a little while. What day is it, Sid?
It is
Thursday! It's Thursday.
There we go.
Oh, that was flying.
Live from the Kitchener Studios here at the Sid Fit Health Center, it's the Sid and Sonia Show! Welcome, everyone. Welcome. All right. So today. Yeah. What?
I just love that you have it. It's not connected.
Nobody knows that. I just feel like today's just that day where it's just going to be, so tell me.
We're getting like real professional today.
Yeah, today's the day. Today we're getting professional.
Okay.
And,
I like it.
big fight happened, who's that? Oxford Learning, Kitchener. Oh, Jody.
Jody. Hi, Jody.
Brain Gym. We're going to have some great content coming about Brain Gym soon and shortly. But first, let's talk about boxing.
We should have Jody on.
Totally Jody on.
Jody, would you like to come on the Sid and Sonia show and have some
But hold on. Jody is really good on camera.
I know.
I know. Like, it makes me look nervous. She's, like, really good.
No. Because, see, we bring out the fun and quirky in Jody. Just, like, so close. I feel like I'm about to eat the mic.
All right. That's cool. All right. Oh, look, Shane Blast. Of course, that's Joel. Big fight this weekend. Charlo and Canelo.
Yeah.
Were you able to watch the fight?
No.
Okay. You were not. Did you hear anything about the fight?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
What was your take from what you like? From the comments.
Okay.
Because do you ever like? Do you ever?
Do I ever, guys?
Do you ever watch a video and just go
Never.
and just go through the comments?
All the time.
Of course, I know.
I literally, Scully, I live in Scully's comments.
Oh my gosh. So you know what he says, right? So we're talking about Ice Scully. Yeah. So before he makes a post, it'll be like sometimes like, oh, this one here is gonna incite a riot, right? And when I don't even read the post, I go right to the comments first. Like, yeah.
Like, what did you do?
Okay.
That's my favorite thing.
So what have you heard about the Canelo and Charlo fight? Like, what's been like the take? Were people happy about the performance of Canelo? Were they like, oh yeah, I got my money's worth?
Well, okay, so I think that depends on if I was watching, like, reading comments off of, like, people with substance or people who are just, like, internet trolls.
Okay, so let's talk about the people who actually, like, credible boxing sites and people who would supposedly know boxing. What were they saying about this Canelo-Charlo fight?
Just, that it was just easy.
Yeah.
Like, it almost shouldn't have happened.
Mm. But then why did it happen?
Money. Why does everything happen? Money.
Some people,
I'm done.
They got to have it.
No, that's all.
That's all you know.
Money. That's it. That's the only part of the song that matters, Sid.
All right.
Guys, so just so you know, we have missed 2 episodes. So it's, we're back. We're in full force. We are in full force here today. Oh, and our special guest, who, okay, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm just going to let him surprise you guys. I have sent your invitation because I did see him in here. So I'm sending the invitation to you
just
again.
Just to clarify what Sonia was saying, Canelo made 50 million guaranteed. That was just his base. So that's not including pay-per-views and whatever.
Not including merch. Not including.
So why didn't he fight somebody that was 2 weight classes lower than him? Well, hold on. It wasn't even for his belts. It was for Canelo's belt. So yeah. So he had no belts to collect. He was just collecting a
paycheck. It's called collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
You're gonna smack me.
Which is nothing. I'm not. I do have some pretty good dexterity.
Do you? I have not.
Have you ever seen me do like the punch that stops at your nose? Like that?
No.
It's really quick.
Because you know what? Because every time someone does that to me, they punch me in the face.
I know. That would look terrible if you did that right now.
That would actually be hilarious. I could claim workers' comp, right?
You could.
Is that a workers' comp?
It'd be happening live. Let's see. Do we have our guest yet?
We see. I feel like it sounds like they're there, but I can't see
this guy
them.
here, that Jeremy guy.
Yeah.
That's my brother-in-law.
That's your brother-in-law?
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. What's up, Jer?
Did I see Jeremy?
Yes, you saw Jerry.
Oh, okay.
And so we call him Jerry. The late Jerry. Jerry.
I really want to come to a family
For
dinner
you young
one day.
people. Yeah. That's it.
Like the whole family.
All right.
If our special guest is here, because it sounds like someone else is there. Your camera is not on. Oh yeah, I know he's totally
in
here.
Phoenix, there also collects paychecks.
I do too, except today I don't have. Well, it's not payday, that's why.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
To the tune of 50 million.
Damn. Okay, you guys heard that? That was live.
No,
I have a check coming towards me for $50 million.
You do. If you can see it, you can achieve it.
Okay. I have a test for you today.
Okay, I'll look.
Because you talked about dexterity.
Yeah.
Everybody, please.
You can see him. Look, Jeremy says you can see him.
Jeremy. You can see him. We can't see him. Oh, Scotty, how's it going, man?
Look at this.
It's a
family affair. Beata, that's Jeremy's wife.
This is a good day.
It's a great.
Where's Mama V?
I don't know.
Mama
we
V.
got Scotty here. We can't see Scotty. But...
We can't see you, but apparently, can you see us?
Yes, I can see you.
Perfect.
Okay. So that's good enough.
That's good.
Yeah. If you can, and everyone else.
And everyone else can see you.
So it's just we can't see you.
I know exactly what he looks like.
I know what Scotty looks like too. So we can just pretend we can see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that. Scotty, I'm gonna test Sid's dexterity today.
Okay.
It's gonna be a challenge, and I saw it on the Insta of Graham because I live here, and we're gonna test his dexterity by I'm gonna roll a ball, and he cannot use anything. He just has to sit. You're not allowed to use your legs. You just have to drop and sit, and you either sit on the ball or you will miss, and we all get to have a good lasting memory.
And this is a challenge.
Yes.
Because this is something that I should not be able to do.
Well, most people have poor dexterity, and like the ability and timing, which we all know is crucial in boxing. Timing and dexterity and balance. And most people can't just drop without using their legs as that balance and stop the ball to sit on it.
Well, speaking of important things for boxers, that is a perfect segue because I want to ask Scotty the Bulldog Olsen. I want to ask him, in boxing, what do you believe is the most beneficial attribute for a boxer? What is the most beneficial attribute for a boxer to possess? If they want to be, like I'm talking, if you want to compete at the highest levels.
I think if you're looking at it all the way around, I think conditioning and your state of conditioning has to be way up there. And if you want to make it the better shape you better be in, because it's an elite field out there. So yes, I would consider that conditioning would be the number one part. Like it's nice to have boxing skills and a powerful punch or a really great hand speed, or just straight punching power. But you can't get any of that without conditioning. So you have to.
Yeah, and you were relentless in the ring, relentless. So I know your condition was on point. Tell me, give me like two of your favorite things. I want to say favorite because that's two things that you like to do. No, I can't say like to do. Two things that you did that really helped improve your conditioning.
Yeah.
How's that? Yeah.
Well, for me, your road work was essential. I had to do a lot of road work just to keep my weight down because I was a little bit of a pork chop. So I had to keep my weight down my conditioning primarily came from running, and then closer to see farther away from the fights, I would build up my volume, so I'd have a higher volume of work that I would do. I'd do lots of rounds. But my intensity wasn't going to be that high. And then as I got a little bit closer to the fight, I decreased that workload, and then I increased the intensity and tried to come to some peak times when I was fighting. So that's that I thought was a pretty brilliant strategy. I thought.
Yeah. I have one question for him, then you give.
Yeah, no, go.
So you're talking about lots of rounds. I've never seen you spar, but you strike me as the type of fighter that you spar the way you fight. So you seem like you would pretty much go all out. Like you'd be like this, and we're going
like a bulldog.
Like high intensity.
Like a fighting bulldog.
Is that correct, or did you no, Sid? Like I had to hold back on my sparring partners, or like. What was your sparring like?
Well, that's a very good question. I've never been asked that, and so I do appreciate it. My sparring was, there's sparring, I guess you could say, is a little bit overrated. I don't think you need to be in there and kill a guy and be in there and be fighting super hard and sparring to be able to fight hard. I just think you need to get sharpened up. So I was always really light with my opponents or my sparring partners. They were not always nice to me back. but in Vegas, when I started training there, when I started sparring there, it was how could I put it? I was fighting for my life.
Yeah.
Fighting for my life, and so yes, initially the sparring was insane and incredibly hard for me, and but when it came down to my fights and training for my fights, I would usually have to pay sparring partners, and then they would work with me as opposed to trying to knock my head off. Yeah.
Well, let me just one thing segue on that, because many people will never experience this. So when you're a professional boxer, coming up, you kind of just have to spar with whoever. Once you get to a level where you're kind of getting up into the top in the world, you have to bring sparring partners in to box a certain style of the opponent you're going to face, and you pay these sparring partners. And they cannot go 100% on you because you are the featured attraction. You're paying them. So you get to bring people in and punch them in the face and in the body.
Yeah.
And that's what their job is.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Now, were you ever paid, either of you? Were either of you ever paid sparring partners?
Yes, I was paid to be a sparring partner. It was one time up in Britain. One of my friends was getting ready for a world title fight, and so he asked me to come up and give him some rounds and some working because I had a style that was similar to the opponent he was fighting.
I like that. It's interesting.
Yeah, only twice for me ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, my managers never believed that I should be a sparring partner because there's a certain mentality.
Yeah.
So one time was with Byron Mitchell. I sparred with him because I was with Don King, and he was a world champion.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what it was like to be in the ring with the world champion. So
That's
I sparred
fair.
with him.
I like that.
And then the other time was helping out my friend who was fighting Antonio Tarver, a southpaw, Chris Johnson.
Right.
So Chris Johnson brought me into camp. Coral Gables, Florida, which is an amazing place to be.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. So I went there and helped him out get ready for Tarver, but that was it, just twice.
Yeah, because I know the only one I know, like Cody, southpaws are very popular to be paid to come and be sparring partners. So like Cody Crowley, Canadian from Peterborough.
Yeah.
What is it, #1 contender right now at the WBC as well. So like
awesome.
His hard work, his dedication, guys. If you don't follow Cody Crowley, please give him a follow. He's local, he's homegrown, and he's come a long way from the start of his career when he was like 16 and started boxing. But yeah, I know he was a sparring partner for Mayweather when he was preparing for Pacquiao. So if you're a southpaw, guys, keep at it.
Yeah. Well, like Scotty was saying about going to Vegas, how, like, approximately, how old were you and how many fights did you have in your pro career when you went to Vegas for that first experience?
Well, that's a great question again. I had tried to turn pro in my hometown in Edmonton, and we tried to form a corporate syndicate, a bunch of companies together to try to see if I would be able to not have to work, but just have to train and fight, and I could do that in my hometown. But they all turned me down, so then I drove to Vegas. So driving there was starting it from the beginning because they turned me down, but I went back in the next day and I tried again, and they couldn't believe I had the nerve to come back, so they gave me a shot. So, so as to your question, I think that was your question. I think
approximately how old were you then? So, like, when you're driving to Vegas, how old are you?
I was about, I think I was about 23.
23 years old.
Yeah.
Driving to Vegas to fulfill
to
your,
just like
fulfill your
right?
dream. This is it, right? And you get
Can you
there.
imagine? Okay, I need to know what you felt, like your emotion. Yeah, no, I don't care what you drove. I want to know like that emotion as you're driving up at 23 and you're seeing the city of Las Vegas just come over the horizon. And it's like, I don't know if you arrived at night and you just got the full light effect, or if you came in the day and you just got the sun effect. But like, did you have that overwhelming emotion where you're like, I'm here, this is my dream, this is what I'm doing, and just like, what did you feel?
Oh, it was incredible. And I did drive. I left here at nighttime and I drove straight through, so 24 hours straight to get to Vegas. And I got there in the evening time where you can see it, the lights in the background or around the mountains and stuff. And it was really surreal to have gone through so much, because I was a pretty celebrated fighter in Edmonton and somewhat in Canada. So it was pretty celebrated, but that wasn't getting me any fights, and it wasn't getting me any promotional contracts. So it was a little bit saddening for me to have to make a move to another country to where I was respected a little bit more. But it all worked out, because I was able to fight in Vegas, and then I was able to bring fights back to Edmonton. So we kind of still got to fight in my hometown a few times, and those were really memorable times for me.
Very good. And as a for promoter, who did you end up signing with as a promoter?
That's with Bob Arum.
Yeah.
So the big two promoters there, Don King and Bob Arum, and I chose Bob. So yeah, went with Bob, and I could have just as easily gone with Don King, but they tried to kind of snag me away once, but I wouldn't jump or shoot the horse I rode in on. So
I love it. I love it. So I just want to recap, because we do have a lot of young fighters that watch, and I want them to understand that, I mean, you're very modest. You were quite a legend here in Canada as an amateur and professional boxer, and you had to drive yourself 24 hours to Las Vegas to find, another avenue, and they turned you away. And then you still ended up signing with Bob Arum. And I'm sure between getting turned away and Bob Arum, there's still a little
there's got to be a story in there. And I'm sure that you probably also funded that entire trip and that goal and all of that on your own as well, correct?
Pretty much. I actually couldn't afford it, so I jumped in my car. And if you do want to know, I was driving a '73 Oldsmobile Omega. It kind of looked like
Oldsmobile. I didn't know about Oldsmobile. I haven't heard that forever. Oldsmobile.
Yes,
all right.
Wow.
Okay, so you're driving an Oldsmobile.
It was orange. bright orange with a brown top, and so that's what we drove down there. But yeah, it was quite hard. See, I had two suits that were made for me in Korea. I had a blue suit and I had a silver suit, both silk, and but some time had gone by until I was ready to go down to Las Vegas. So, a year and a half from the Olympics had gone by, and so I wasn't at my peak conditioning level. I was pretty old. My mom gave me a pin, so I was able to pin my suit, so it because it wasn't fitting properly. So I was, and then I had a big bushy beard, so I looked like he said to me as soon as I walked in, what are you, a leprechaun? Get out of here. That was his exact words. What are you, a leprechaun? Get out. And so yeah. So then I came back the next day with my neck suit on, and then I tried to sell myself, which I was doing. I did that pretty well because I had sold vacuum cleaners just leaving out
the door.
Yeah. So I learned how to sell myself, and so that really came in handy anyway.
That's huge, yeah. That's another thing, right? If you can't sell yourself as the product, it's very difficult for people to want to invest in you.
Yeah.
Olympics, 84? What Olympics?
I was in the 88 Olympics.
Yeah. 88, so that's Seoul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt Mazursky, we did amazing. We did amazing in the 88.
That was like our last.
That was the last. Year? That was the last. That was the last of the Mohicans. You were it. Like you lived in the golden era. Right? I think we were number 5 in the world. Canada was number 5 in the world back in 88. What
happened to us?
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's awesome. 88. Give me one of your fond memories from the 88 Olympics.
Ooh. Well, the Olympics was a little tough for me because I won the Commonwealth Games gold medal, and then so I figured I won that, and I figured, well, I'll just set my sights on the Olympics and win that too. So when that didn't happen, my whole world kind of collapsed, and I was in a real foggy place. So the Olympic experience wasn't as nice to me as it probably could have been. But I lost in the quarterfinals, so I needed to win just that last fight I had to get a bronze medal. So it'd be nice to have a medal, but it was the greatest part about it was watching my teammates succeed and watching Lennox Lewis and Ray Downey and these boys fighting hard, and that was really nice to watch. I was really happy for them.
Yeah. Absolutely, because I think Egerton got a silver. I think that was Egerton Marcus got a silver at that one as well.
Yes, he did.
Great team.
I left him out. He's gonna kill me.
So moving on, I know that because I've been following some of your videos as well, that you have a book, and so tell us a little bit about your book and what people can expect to get when they pick up your book to read. So tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, first of all, I have a manuscript right now. So until it gets published into a book, then it's just a manuscript. So I know the boxing business. If you tell me some boxing things, I can pretty much relate and say. But with the book stuff, it's a completely different ball game altogether. So I'm trying to get people to look at my manuscript and see if I'm even in the right direction. But what people would be getting out of it would be it's a boxing story, of course, but it's a love story too between me and my wife, because I met her when she was 14. So we've been together a long time, and a lot of history together. So that was really nice, and so that was nice to write about. So you would be seeing a lot of the different stories about what happened with my career, and in quite a few number of fights. I don't try to bore you to tears by just reading one fight and then you're on to the next fight. And there's some stuff in the middle that kind of plays out pretty fun. So yeah, I'm really hoping it gets received well.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure.
I love a good book, especially a boxing book.
Right? Yeah. And the love part. We love
right?
We love a good love story.
Do you know the first book that I ever read that was for boxing?
I know. I was going to say Gone with the Wind.
No, I never read Gone with the Wind, actually. Like, never.
You read?
You're never going to guess it.
I will. I'm going to guess it right now.
No, you're not.
It's the boy from South Africa.
No.
Oh.
No.
That was a dancer. Okay. No. The first
boxing book that I ever read, and then the second I finished it in 2.5 hours, and I was like, I'm hooked. I'm in.
Mike Tyson's Fire and Fear.
Nope. Closer to home.
Lennox Lewis's. Nope. All right. What's your first one?
There is a children's book that was published about George Chuvalo's life, an easy read for about grade 4 to 5.
Yeah.
And that was the first boxing book I ever read.
It's a good book, George Chuvalo.
It was a great book. Yeah. I highly recommend it. I will find the copy and post a story so everyone can try and find a copy. I don't even know if you can still get a copy of it. But it's like, that was it. I read that and I'm like, sold. I'm in. Tell me everything there is to learn about boxing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scotty, your style. Who did you? Your style, your boxing style. I'm sure there are fighters that you watched and you wanted to emulate. Yeah. Can we guess? I
gotta go back now. My brain.
Can I guess what fighter that you want to emulate? Can I guess?
Sure, you can try that.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Well, I gotta go back. I've got to like time period it.
Yeah.
So I gotta time period it, so it's totally different now.
He was in the '88 Olympics. Yep. So, yeah, I know. He probably likes somebody smaller, not a big guy.
I know, and I always my go-to is I always want to say Duran.
Oh, that's what I say, Duran.
Duran. Okay. Like, how could you not when you saw him?
Right,
I want to be like Duran.
All right, so who was it?
Well, Duran was one of my favorites, and that was an excellent way of putting that. But my favorite fighter of all time is actually a lightweight champion of the world, Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Oh!
And he's my favorite fighter of all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love watching him fight, and he's somebody that I tried to emulate and be more like. Anyway, he was a buzzsaw. He was a little bit busier than I was, and I think I boxed a little bit better on the outside if I had to, but he was so good on the inside, and he made for interesting fights for sure.
Absolutely. Have you ever had a chance to meet Ray Boom Boom Mancini?
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
I think he was the commissioner in Ohio for a bit. He might still be there, but still involved in boxing.
I love that.
Yeah. Speaking of still involved in boxing, are you still involved in boxing in any capacity?
Yeah, man.
Well, there's a couple kids that I'm training right now. They're men. So I'm working with 2 boys, Rafael Santoro. So it's Rafael Santoro and Carlito Santoro. They're brothers, and so I've been working with them. I'm not one to really go to the gym and be there every day as a trainer. I like more so to pop in and offer some tips, and but this time I'm a little bit more in the coaching mode. So that's brought it finally back full circle and brought me back to the boxing game. I was selling cars prior to having some heart attacks and stuff. So my car sales career was a lot of hours, and I loved it, but it was a lot of hours, and and the boxing was just, I didn't have time. I didn't have any time to, or put any time in. So now I have a little bit of time, and I'm trying to help these two kids out, and they're pros. They're about 7-0 right now.
I was saying, so one of them was on the last United card in Brampton, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I met him and his dad, and we had a lovely chat.
Okay. Yeah. So we gotta look out for these guys.
I know. Man, you gotta hang out with me more at fights.
I know. I gotta come to the fights tomorrow. I gotta come. So, what have you learned? What have you learned about being a coach? Because coming from being a competitor to being a coach, they're totally different. Tell me something that you've learned about being a coach that you're like, I didn't realize that this was gonna, be a thing.
Well, I didn't, in my opinion, I feel that I need to hold their hand quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I think I need to hold quite a bit. I think they need one-on-one stuff, all the time. And, I think they just, I think fighters get a little bit needy sometimes, where I was a little bit more self-reliant. I think I'm self-reliant on, and now I don't think that the fighters as much look after their career quite as much, or to the degree that we did, and we had to. We had to. So, yeah, if that answers the question.
No, it does, and I think the hand holding and the guidance is also a product of the access of information. So I notice a lot of boxers, they can go on YouTube, they can go on Facebook and Instagram and these sorts of things. And if you're not guiding them and holding their hand, they're apt to maybe do things that would not actually help progress their career and progress their development as a fighter. So staying involved. You got to stay involved. You got to stay involved.
So I have a question then, because we were talking about it yesterday at lunch too, right? Do you find that the fighters, we're talking pro fighters here, and not necessarily just Canadian, like on a global kind of scale here, do we feel that they are the same quality as the fighters from 70s, 80s, hell, even the 90s?
That's, that's really great. I think that everybody looks back at their sport or their career, no matter what you do, and look back and see the trials and tribulations that one had to go through. And, you can really feel for some of these stories, whether you're an electrician or you happen to be a boxer or into any kind of sport. And I think that it's pretty customary to think that your sport, it was tougher when you were in it, as opposed to how it is now. I think it's, I think it's a little softer. You're talking about $50 million paydays to fight somebody 2 weight classes below you. Like how does that work? When was that ever going to happen for me?
Make some money, man. Right. So sitting there, you're gonna fight. It's $1 million a ticket. Private event. There just no disclosed location yet.
Yeah. And then you've got like Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion of the world, fighting the UFC guy, and it's a different world, definitely.
I struggle with it. I struggle with it.
It's just different. It's just different. It's not. You can't say it's better or worse.
It's not better and it's not worse.
Different.
There's still like valid and great boxing matches that are set up. Yeah. And there is still growth in the sport. And I like that it's kind of coming around a bit more than it was maybe even 10 years ago. I can't stand all the other stuff that gets it there.
So, Scotty, at this point in the show, we have our rapid fire. All right, so.
No. We have to check your dexterity first.
Check my dexterity. All right, after the dexterity, rapid fire, get prepared. Sonia and I get to ask you one question about anything, and you have to answer honestly, or we get on a plane, we come there and be like,
oh, Scotty, can you lie? I could really use a vacation.
No. Yeah, thanks, okay.
Please flat. Okay, so Sid, so you're just gonna stand like right here. Yeah, here seems good. Just on your chest, and then you don't get to look. You don't get to know. Right. You just look forward. You got the camera, so you already have cheating.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll the ball, and you just have to drop and sit perfectly on the ball, but you can't use your legs.
But I can't use my legs.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, you know that's using your legs. That's squatting. You just gotta fall onto the ball.
Oh, fall on the ball.
Okay. Ready?
Hang on. All right, ready.
Okay, are you mentally prepared? Do you want to put your microphone down?
No, I don't need to put my microphone down.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, are you ready? Is everyone prepared? Can Sid do it? Really hoping he can't. Go. You used your...
I did not!
You used... Please comment how you used his feet.
Okay.
I feel like you used your feet. Okay, rapid fire.
No, rapid fire.
Ball today. I didn't get to punch it today, so that was all I had.
That was great. That was great.
Right.
I could not have done that.
So for those of you at home, make sure, again, there's a disclaimer that make sure you do that. Consult your doctor first before trying that at home.
Or please come, you can email me, and I will book a time for you to come and try all of the challenges that I put every Wednesday morning on the Instagram feed that we have here. I love them. I love when people want to come and try the ridiculous with me. Please.
All right.
Please come.
And it's time for rapid fire. Are you ready? All right.
Okay.
The first question.
If you had to choose any other ring name other than the Bulldog, what would you want to be?
That is a good one.
Oh.
That is a good one.
Before the Bulldog, I was a blonde bomber. I had blonde hair, and I was a blonde bomber. And then
blonde bomber.
Russ Amber.
I could totally see that.
I could see that too.
Russ Amber nicknamed me Bulldog.
Russ Amber, he's good for nicknames.
Yeah, I need to get mine. So Sid won't give me a ring name.
I'm going to give it to you. Just patience.
It's been 3 years. We know I'm not a or I'm not. I have no patience.
I know.
None.
Okay, so for the Terrence Crawford, his last fight, he got someone to walk him out that had never ever done a walk up before, which was Eminem. If you could have any musician, band, whatever, walk you out for one of your fights, they could be living or dead, who would it be? Who do you see walking out, and what are they playing?
Wait. They can't be dead, because then the corpse is just kind of...
Well, you know what I mean. They come back to life for a shot.
Spooky season, man.
Wow, that's a tough one. You know, I always used to come out to George Thorogood and Bad to the Bone. That was a song I usually came out to. So yeah, if he was playing and I got my chance, yeah. If I fought again, if I decided at 55 to fight again, I would pick him to probably play for me.
Can you imagine walking out as the Bulldog?
I bet you.
Bad to the Bone.
I bet you. It'd be a first round knockout. He'd be so pumped. He'd be like, "Yeah, you're going out."
God, that would be so good. I like that. So we have one more here. We have Dominic. How's it going, man? Long time no see.
Dominic.
Dominic Feline is here too. Let's see. David's got a ring name for Phoenix, but she doesn't know what it is. Something about rising. Ooh, we should go ask David when we're done. We'll find out, but we also won't tell you.
Bad moon rising. All right, make sure there's nothing on here. Hey, Fitzy was on there. Reckless, I got to get back in the gym. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And yes, southpaws are really deadly.
It's okay if you ever have to leave one of our live episodes, we just go. I put it on YouTube for you guys.
So
you can catch up on all the past episodes, our shenanigans.
Yeah.
If you have requests, you can DM them or email. If you want to join, if you're in boxing, if you're in this crazy boxing world, and you want to join us and talk boxing, shoot a DM, send an email. Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Bulldog. Thank you so much for taking the time to connect with us. I know we got postponed a little bit, but you delivered all the best with, and again, I said book because I was speaking it into existence. All right, it's not a manuscript. It is a book, and it's going to be published. And yeah, man, it's going to be a bestseller.
And we want the update, the pre-release. We need to know.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
I like it.
All right, so all the best, my man.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate being on the show. Loved it.
All right. Thank you so much. And then everybody, we will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
With I'm waiting on confirmation, but hopefully a super fun guest who just came off of a win.
Woo-hoo.
I don't know.
And did you see my meeting request for the new time?
No.
Yeah. Oh. And see you in 2 weeks at 12 noon.
At 12 noon.
High noon.
So your lunch hour shenanigans with Sonia.
12 noon. Sid and Sonia. See ya.
All right. Have a great day, guys. Oh, and have an awesome Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Don't forget to post what you're thankful for. Let us know because we are also want to join you in that. So have fun, eat lots, and have a good time.